It's still the conversation here in Lagos Television, and on this segment this morning, we're exploring business opportunities in Lagos. Lagos, a city known for its vibrant economy, diverse industries, and growing entrepreneurial landscape. Joining me is Jesufumi Adeogun, the CEO of New Chip Technologies Limited, a seasoned entrepreneurial tech expert and mentor who has guided over 1,000 startups. He's here to help us navigate the evolving business climate, highlight promising sectors, and share insights on how entrepreneurs can thrive here in Lagos. It's nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Lagos is often described or known as the economic heartbeat of Nigeria. How would you assess the current business climate?
Thank you for having me. I would like to correct the name. It's Jesufemi.
Oh, Jesufemi.
Jesufemi, yes.
Okay.
Meaning Jesus loves me. Okay. But you did a good job anyway. So to go straight to your question, I would say the climate in Lagos is not it's friendly. It's not bad. It's friendly. I'm looking at security-wise compared to other states. You know, it's friendly, and Lagos as the capital, commerce capital for Nigeria. So I mean, everybody wants to do business in Lagos.
Everybody wants to come to Lagos to do business. If you are not in Lagos,
no, you are not.
You don't believe in whatever you are doing.
Yes, because the movers and shakers are actually in Lagos.
I thought it was Abuja.
No, yeah, Abuja, you know, but really, you know, you could just be in traffic or somewhere and meet Dangote, you know.
That's true. Oh. Yeah, in Lagos. Anything can happen in Lagos.
Anything can happen. You could just, okay, something happened to me about, I think last year. So one of the biggest boys in the industry, I don't want to mention name, I just walk up to the bank. I don't usually go to the bank. The bank come to me.
Okay.
So I had to go into the bank that day, and I met him also in the bank. And he was just like, what are you doing here? I said, I also came for the same reason why you came. So, you know, he also doesn't usually go to the bank. But because his office is not far from his head office is not far from my office, we met in the bank. So these are the things that can happen. If I was situated at, let me say, Kano or Abuja or what have you, I wouldn't have been able to just meet people like that casually. So that's one of the benefits you get in Lagos. The movers and shakers are here. So, I mean, looking at the friendliness of Lagos, I think Lagos is good for business. You know, economic challenges are everywhere. But if you are looking for a place that is safe and you can get good businesses to do, they say when you want to make good money, you do business with big businesses, right? Okay. So the big businesses are here.
They're all here in Lagos. Okay. Yeah. Still talking about Lagos, just last week, Lagos State was declared the largest city economy with a GDP of about $259 billion based on purchasing power parity. Yes. So what is the implication of this on investors and, of course, businesses already, you know, existing businesses?
Okay, so talking about the IGR of Lagos and getting that award is a good signal. It's a good signal. One of the benefits that investors and people that are thinking of doing business in Lagos need to look forward to is Lagos is always developing. Lagos is always challenging itself. Lagos is always at the forefront. Lagos is always not claiming to be number one. It's always the number one. Okay. So that award actually proves that. So it gives everybody the confidence to come in and say, okay, I want to do business. Where do I start from in Nigeria? It's actually Lagos. So
Lagos is deserving
of
that award. Okay, so let's look at businesses now, or you know, if you want to go into business, or if you want to start a business and you're still wondering, oh, this is what I want to, I don't really know what I do, I have, you know, a few ideas, what would you advise, you know, anyone should go into?
Okay, businesses they can't go into. Well, Before I go into businesses people can go into, I would first talk about the necessary regulatory things to be done.
To be done.
You know, before you think about going into a particular business, you need to do your CAC, you need to have a registered bank account, you need to have your tax ID, etc., etc. Now, there are different businesses Nigerians or foreigners can go into. It depends on the kind of capital you are coming in with.
Okay.
That's what really determines the kind
That's what determines.
Yes.
But some people like to think
yeah.
bigger than what they have.
I mean, you can start as low as having nothing in Lagos.
True.
You know, Lagos is an enabler. A lot of us came to this Lagos with nothing, you know, and, you know, we can thank God that as of today, God has blessed us. So Lagos is an enabler. You can start with as much as nothing. I started business in Lagos with 30,000 naira. Yes. And within 2 years, I was about to turn over 1 billion naira.
Okay. How long ago was this?
This is like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, that I officially started business in Lagos, registered business. So come to think of it, you may not have money here, you may want to do business in Lagos. You can come in and start your business. I mean, you can do things like agency, a middleman, you can do bilateral relationship. I came in, I didn't even have money. I had to do like an agency for a friend, make some sales, use the money to start up, then start offering the service, do my business card, register the company, started learning how to go about it. And before you know it, I met some big businesses that helped out. Now, looking at those that have money, there are other businesses they can go into, like logistics business, food business. Food business is a very big business in Lagos. You know,
people talk about food. Food is buying and selling. Is there any other thing, you know, that is different about food business?
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
So what's peculiar about Lagos? Lagos is for high spenders. People in Lagos have the mindset of spending. They are ready to spend. Now, most of the food we consume in Lagos are not produced in Lagos. Most of them, they are not planted in Lagos. So if you want to go into a food business and you want to make money from it, just go to other states. Go to Ibadan, go to Kano, go to Kaduna, bring the rams, bring the tomatoes, bring the bananas, you know, bring the oil, you know, and bring them to Lagos market. Calculate your logistics. By the time you had your markup, you are in money. And the funniest part is that I have some people that is into this business and they are bankers. So there are people at those markets that are like gatekeepers. So when you bring your truck or your vehicle full of those loads, they do stock count, then they sell for you.
You said there's some people who are like gatekeepers.
Yes.
I don't know one of the reasons why we're having increase in food price, because, you know, when we have gatekeepers, of course, when the food is coming from wherever it's coming from, you know, it's usually very cheap. But by the time it gets, you know, in Yoruba,
Otowodo, yes.
It becomes
so the
more
gatekeeper I was referring to is not those Otowodo people.
Okay.
It's like those people that secure. When you bring your goods, you can't sell yourself.
True.
That's how it is.
So why can't I sell myself if I have
so
the time?
the way it's arranged is that even if you sell yourself, there is what they call money for the ground.
Okay.
That you pay to some people.
Yes.
The space you are using, you pay for that space.
Yes.
And on everything you sell, some people are there, you know, their local government recognize that take a share of what you sell in that market. So instead of you sitting down there and selling yourself, you just tell them, you relate with them. I'm expecting so and so. Take these things from me and sell. Take your share. Keep my money. They would as much as send your money to your bank account and send you the teller, and you see it. They will receive the goods for you, count it. People will come there and see the goods.
Because they are used to the terrain
Because
and they know how it works.
they are always there because they manage the market.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's as easy as that. You can bring in your yam. I have a friend that goes as far as North and bring in Abuja yam, etc., in trucks.
I also know someone who ran into a lot of death doing that. Anyway, let's talk away from food business now. Let's talk about tech. You know, tech, which is your area, and it is booming. You know, in Nigeria, of course, especially Lagos, with many startups, you know, making global waves. What gaps do you still identify, you know, that still exist in this sector?
Okay, thank you for that. Tech sector is actually very, very wide. And there's still a lot of money to be tapped there. And there are lots of areas I can talk about, but I'll pick it from content creation and digital product. About each person in this country, research has shown that they spend not less than 2 hours on their phones.
People like me.
Like
I'm one of them.
you know, per day, not less than 2 hours on the phone per day. So how do you make money from that?
Teach me.
Create your content. You know, you don't have to. You can create a content as a presenter.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to look for something different.
Nothing serious.
Just be yourself, but you must be providing value. You understand? Teach something.
That's very
put your
important.
phone in front of you. Stay in front of a good light, and share on your platforms. Facebook has been monetized, has allowed people to make money on their platform. There's YouTube. There's TikTok. So when people view your content, advertisement will show on it. Then you get paid. It's as simple as that. What about digital product? You could sell digital product. You could teach people how to be a presenter. You could teach people how to be a good banker, how to be an accountant.
And that is really, really booming.
As I'm talking to you right now, I have my courses, digital products on different platforms. And no matter how small, without me being there, they're dropping money for me. So all I just receive is notification that I received. And the beauty is I'm earning in dollars, not in naira, in this economy. So when you look at tech, you know, it's actually very wide, but the one that cut across everybody, digital product, content creation, is there. Then if you want to go out of that, you can pick up a skill. I mean, data analysis, I mean, AI, coding, and so on and so forth. A lot of young, not only young, are making money in dollars while in Nigeria doing remote jobs.
I was going to come to that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, doing remote jobs, and they're just here. They don't complain about Nigeria. It's not good because if you can earn, I have a friend that earns 10,000 US per month.
Per month.
Yes, and after tax, what comes to him is about 6,000 something. So he showed me everything, even his salary. So he just took me to a shopping mall and shopped for me. just for getting that information, you know. And he's in Nigeria and he's working for an NGO in the US.
Okay.
So the opportunities are there when it has to do with tech.
I think we need to speak more off camera.
Off camera, that's fine.
Okay, you lead a tech-driven company, New Chip Technologies.
Yes.
How is technology now reshaping or transforming the way businesses are being run here in Lagos?
Okay, so about that, our own company has been doing technology awareness, especially digital awareness, for quite some time. This year, we are also looking at empowering over 10,000 businesses with artificial intelligence. That's what we're up to this year. Now, how it's been reshaping is we have been going out there and showing businesses what they need to do online to make more sales and grow their business.
Okay.
Additionally,
must you have like physical products or those skills you talked about as products before they can sell?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to. Let me drive it home as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, all you need to do is just be able to use your mobile phone at first. We call it organic marketing. You know, just put your face there, market what you sell. If it's a food or gadget or what have you, just take them and explain what that thing is and the benefit of it to your customers. Then they will start buying. It's as simple as that. So you don't really need to go and hire a super expert to do all these things for you. You can do it yourself, up to the point where you can also monetize them to reach wider customers, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria.
Okay, I've been in a gathering of, the older generation, and, one of them said, look, once he hears tech, he's not comfortable. That tech sounds like something that is really, really hard, to deal with.
Yes.
And this gathering was, teaching my own generation,
Yes.
how to use, those phones not to make money.
Yes.
So for that generation, now that you are here,
Yes.
I'd like you to, maybe reassure them and tell them, tech isn't, as fearful as it is,
Yes.
as long as, on how they can make money with it.
Yes. Okay, so I've this kind of question have been thrown to me quite a number of times.
A lot of times.
I mean, I've been on different platforms like this,
yeah.
and they've asked me this question. And like I say, in some of the trainings I do, I say that, one, tech is not easy.
It's not easy.
No. It's not easy.
I'm glad you are saying the truth.
Yeah, I'll say the truth to you. Tech is not easy. It's just like driving. Driving too is not easy. But the moment you get in control, I mean, you get used to it.
Get used to it.
And tech is not cheap. Also, tech is not cheap. But if you want to get that way, get an expert to help you. I mean, if you're trying to use it, do it yourself. It will be hard.
Can you even do it yourself?
Good. So get another part, because I have quite a number of people that are also scared of the security part, especially those that that the elites and they're rich. They don't want somebody to just come and take all their money. So I work with them to make sure that they are secure and know what to do and what not to do, because you can get caught. Yes, while doing all these tech things. I mean, we ourselves, we are dealing with this every day. So we are up to date. I am up to date. So I guide them. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. This is the path to follow. While you are doing your things yourself and you're updating yourself.
Okay. So people really need a lot of guidance and a lot of training.
Exactly. Even younger ones that go by themselves also, I mean, hit some roadblocks. Okay. So all you need to do is get an expert, get somebody that is experienced. Let us lead you.
Okay. So recently we've been hearing of digital tools and AI and all that. So how can small businesses in Lagos now position themselves for these digital tools in order to achieve success? Okay,
so I'll break it down, because I like to break it down in such a way that everybody can answer, not use all the big analysis.
For us, yes.
Now, we are in the age of AI.
Okay.
And I will explain again what AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes, what AI is, because a lot of people don't understand what AI is.
I just think it's a robot.
I'm sure maybe you two don't understand.
I just think it's a robot.
Okay, so I'll break it down again. AI is like a data set about you, for example. A data, information about you. That means that if you exist, if you don't exist, there won't be any information about you.
Okay.
All right? Now, you are existing. The information is what we turn into a machine that can behave exactly like you. That's AI.
That's scary.
No, it's not scary. For example, let me say this. So that data is what we call a data set. Now, you can decide to go do something else while the machine come here and come and represent you, because it can behave like you. So that machine can sell for you. That machine can attend to your customers for you and behave exactly like you. That's beautiful.
Okay, if we have too much of that, don't you think some people will start losing their wealth?
No, because don't forget, that machine is a data set.
Okay.
So that machine cannot pre-exist.
Okay.
It must exist based on information that is already existing.
Okay.
That is what makes a difference, because human beings can think. Human beings can create new data.
But the machine is what you feed it.
Is what is inside, programmed into it. So how it will help businesses in Nigeria, in Lagos,
yeah,
especially, is it will help them sell more. It will help them be able to do more.
In all businesses?
In all businesses. Think about a farmer. Instead of looking for who's going to weed for you, you could get some AI from the shelf, not building from scratch. That will do your weeding. That will do your wetting. Think about that. Okay, your customer service, you need to do all this. For instance, there is an AI off shelf now that can do all your digital campaign for you. You just supply the information. It's going to do everything while you are here.
Wow.
So instead of, there are two ways to get an AI to use for your business. Either you build a custom AI or you buy off shelf. That means existing ones. Then maybe it's customer service you think is lacking in your business, you could put it there. Maybe it's sales and marketing that's lacking in your business, you can get one and put there. So that actually make it very, very easy.
Very
and it's good for businesses to take position now. Because, Nigerians are used to, we're just watching it from afar. We don't understand it. It's risky. But when they hear somebody used AI and his business was generating 300K before, now it's generating 5 billion, everybody will jump on it. So that's what we are doing now, to create a campaign to create awareness for businesses to take advantage of AI. Our workshop that is forthcoming is going to show them how to do all these things, the off-shelf tools they can use, and so on and so forth.
Okay, when we were speaking earlier, you talked about funding, as a major challenge for starting a business. So what realistic options really exist for small businesses and for those looking for capital? How do you think is the best way for them to fund?
So funding. Thank you for mentioning funding, because I was going to go there really initially, and I have this burden for businesses, especially small businesses in Nigeria. We have this style of when we make our money, the next thing is to buy the next car.
I want to show people that we made the money from this our business.
Exactly. The next thing is to buy the next car. The next thing is to buy the next house. The next thing is to get married, start rearing children on your first 20 million. Why would you do
sustainable.
that? Why would you do that? I also made such mistake before. Yes, almost everybody do that. It's called wrong financial planning.
Okay.
Do you know, as much as people are complaining Nigeria is not good, there are businesses you can do in this nation as of now that if you have a certain capital, you can make as 10 million naira every month. Margin, not turnover.
Okay.
10 million naira every month. So why would you see 100 million or 50 million and say the next thing is I want to build a house in the village? Or I even want to build a house. How much will you collect as rent? Do you understand now? So before you start doing all those things, why not raise your capital?
Okay.
Because before you start thinking of getting funding, investment and loans out there, the first thing is look inward. How much is my margin? Then build it up to a certain level.
Okay.
So when it has gotten to that level, you can now leverage on your profit that you are making.
So how much are we looking at that level that you're talking about now?
Depending on
Nigeria of today, what level, how much, let's get the figures.
Sincerely, with this economy, I would think, and depending on your expenses, your own personal expenses, I think if you are making about 5 million naira, I did this research myself and some other business tycoons that are my friends. And we said that to be comfortable in this country, you need to make about 3 to 5 million every month.
Every month?
At least.
At least
3 to 5 million
every month.
I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Is it looking like it? So 3 to 5 million. So if you really want to hit that, this doesn't cut across every business. Yeah. But there's some certain type of business that you can do. To really do that, you can do like 50 million naira capital. If you have 50 million naira capital for some type of business, you'll be able to hit 3 to 5 million naira every month. So your first 10 million naira is not what you need to go and use to do wedding or buy a car to show up. No, it's what you have to keep. It's what you have to keep growing it, keep growing it, keep growing. Now, talking about funding, let me drive this home for our viewers so they can learn from this. talking about funding, if you have 10 or 20 million naira in your bank account, you can get grants, you can get loans, you can get an overdraft.
Like the one Lagos State government is doing, the LSCTF.
Exactly, and I will applaud the Lagos State government for the concept of LSCTF, but I will say that the funds, they need to buff it up more.
Or for today's reality.
Yes, they need to buff it up more because, you know, I'm on trend on how all these things go. So, but let's leave the government out of this. Even us as business owners can be careful enough, speak with our bankers. Okay, can you give me like an interest-free overdraft? I have 20 million, you had another 10 million to it. I will use it to do business. In 1 month, I'll pay you back.
I'll pay you back.
I have a lot of friends that are into that, and they use it to do their business, and their business is doing very fine. Someone just made the order of 100 million worth of goods, I mean, to be shipped to him. And what his money is about 55 million. Bank had it the remaining. But every 29th of the following month, that money must be back there, and the percentage is very, very small. This is what all the big boys use to do big boy.
Do big boy.
Do you understand now?
Okay, yes.
But they have learned their lessons. They are now big. They know they have to be credit worthy. Do you understand? They have to be credit worthy. If they buy properties, they're not buying it to show off. They are buying it because they want to be credit worthy. They want to show to the bank that
Like,
I have
investment.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have something that can give me. So you as a business owner or a small business owner, are you building towards that? You are starting now, or you are on it now. What's your 2 years plan? What's your 3 years plan? A lot of small businesses don't even have a plan. A lot of small businesses don't even have a record for sales. I can tell you, put together 10 small businesses, show me your record for last 6 months sales. They can't bring it out.
So they're just making the money, spending it.
I mean, everything is just... So
frivolous
how will I help them to speak to you that you're looking for business to invest in and say, come and invest this business? Yes, the business is doing fine, it's profitable, but show me your record. I need to convince the investor. I'm the business coach, I'm the business person.
Okay.
I need to convince the investor that, investor, please, this guy's business is doing fine, but it needs to grow. Okay, you have 20 million, but you don't want to do business, or you are working class. Invest in this business, nothing to use to show. That's a big problem. That's one of the biggest challenges the small businesses are having. Oh, everybody is trying to move out of the country, but Nigeria...
Some people want to make money to move out.
And money is here. You want to be
and you made that money, and then you leave.
You want to be a billionaire, this is where to be.
Exactly.
You want to be a billionaire,
over again.
this is where to be. And some Nigerians are actually making the money. I mean, as it is right now. Some Nigerians are doing their businesses, and they're making the money, and they're fine.
Okay, you talked a lot about building houses. The real estate sector is also booming in Lagos.
Yes.
How efficient is that sector, the housing sector in Lagos?
So talking about the real estate sector is also booming, and booming in Lagos. I mean,
that was why I added in Lagos.
Yes, compared to other states, you know. If we look at the business side and the customer side, customers are also very aware of, you know, if I can buy this, you know, it can triple in amount in so time. So for people that want to do real estate business in Lagos currently, I will advise that, you know, depending on the amount you have also, you can do realtor. You can be a realtor. There is high demand for shortlet service. I know how much somebody made through me just this dirty December.
From the shortlets?
From the shortlet.
Okay, the dirty December.
Dirty December. Okay. You know, I had to, myself and family, you know, some of my family came into the country, and we wanted a different location, you know, I mean, on the island and all that, and we had to get a service apartment. And I knew how much. For just 2 weeks. I even heard that some of the shortlets, they charge as much as about 300,000.
per day?
They charge us 350.
Because I know
day.
they charge about 350,
Yes, they charge us,
300,000 naira per day.
350, and the agent made about 70,000.
And you say people will not build houses.
The agent made about 70,000 on that transaction per day.
Wow.
So think about it.
Wow.
Think about to
But
be a
location
realtor.
too is very, very important because the island was the focus in December.
Yes, they were actually the focus, but some people still did some things on the mainland, you know, and so on and so forth. So you can be a realtor, and also you can also sell lands to start with. Then when you have made some money, you can now go into, selling houses, because selling houses may not be that easy. You understand?
Yes.
So short let, sell lands, you know, you can get your foot there, then you can sell houses, you can sell big properties. You can make as much as 10 million naira in one sale selling a property. So what are we talking about? you understand? And for people that also want to do, they have the volume, the cash, the money to do business, they can also buy lands and resell. They can buy properties. During December, I saw a property on Distress that was selling for 230
million. Okay.
Yes, million. And that same property in that same estate is sold for 350. So
Okay.
all needed to be done, purchase that property, refurbish it with about another 20 million naira, then just wait, put it in the market. In another few months,
You can go
you have cashed out, you know, almost 100 million naira.
million
I mean, just as easy as that. Is that easy?
Okay. Let me start imagining things. So as an entrepreneur,
in just 3 months.
I will not work for the rest of the year.
Wow, are you serious?
As an entrepreneur, you know, there's still some things, you know, expected from government with the reforms, you know, that they need to maybe tighten here and there in order to provide a more enabling business area. What are those things you would like to see?
Okay, regarding reform, first and foremost, I'm not very glad, you know, with the reform thing, because looking at it, I'm actually an advocate of the tax reform, and I expected that by now that reform should have been passed.
Yes,
it's there, but it's lingering.
It's slow, yeah.
Almost every parastatal needs reform.
Okay.
Security sector needs reform. Education.
That's the major one.
Education needs reform. They all need reform. Now, where would the funding come to reform those ones? It will come from this taxation. So if this taxation cannot go on time, how would the government be able to come? Because when you're talking about reform, it requires you to put down some money. So if it's taking this long to pass the reform for the taxation, how long will it take when it comes to security? How long will it take when it comes to education? Are you getting what I'm saying? So reform shouldn't take 1 month max, a month max. So they can move to other sectors, because I will tell you, almost all sectors need to be reformed in Nigeria. I had a brother saying that they came to his house, they robbed him, everything. And by the time he woke up, everything's gone. It's like they blew something or whatever. Then he went to this police station, and I'm quoting him now, and police told him that he needs to pay before they can move. And he said they've stolen everything.
What do you think I still have?
What do I have to? I don't have anything. He just walked away, because I don't have anything to give you.
That's a conversation for
another day.
Yeah. Just before we go, you've mentioned over 1,000 startups.
Yes.
What are the top 3 qualities every entrepreneur needs in order to succeed in a city like Lagos?
Qualities. When you say qualities, I would like to drive home to it in such that, first and foremost, one of the things you need first in Lagos, let me put integrity first. Integrity. There are lots of things. I have a book that I wrote it's called Starting a New Business. You know, it's online. All those things are stated there. But integrity in Lagos is very key. You know, we can move from integrity to branding, because in Lagos you have to be well branded. You can move from branding to positioning and so on and so forth. But when the opportunity comes, your integrity will be questioned. I've done a business, okay, the transaction we made that moved us to transact over a billion naira, the company we had partnership with, I was with the CEO, the owner of the company, and we had this business we had to do together. He doesn't flow to my side much. Okay. He always sends the company secretary or the general manager. Okay. So we had to do this business. And we are supposed to meet at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was there before it, but they were praying. So I stayed somewhere. By the time he went up and I entered this office, he said, "Joseph Femi, you are late. You are 2 minutes late." In my mind, I was like, why would this man care about 2 minutes? He said, "You are 2 minutes late." Very important. I said, "Sir, I'm not 2 minutes. Time is important. I'm not 2 minutes late." I was outside when they were praying. You can see how important time. And time is also integrity. It's very, very important. They want to see that your word is your word. And once they can trust you, that's it. If they cannot trust you again for one thing, they will never trust. They will never trust you again. We cannot finish this conversation about business opportunities in Lagos, but I'll have to thank you, Joseph Femi Adeogun. Thank you so much for this insightful conversation. We've been talking about business opportunities here in the City of Excellence. Joseph Femi is the CEO, New Chip Technologies Limited, and he's also a business coach. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. We'll be back shortly.